In the space of 2 short years, the Maestro van has proved itself to be a formidable challenger in the market. Indeed, to say that it has been an unqualified success would be an understatement. For the first half of this year, it held 26% of the petrol-driven van market. That's 1 in every 4 petrol vans sold in the UK. This makes it one of the top 3 best-selling vehicles in its class. So how do you top a success like that? Well, we're about to bring into the market 2 new and major additions to our van range, which quite simply are going to allow you to really put the pressure on the competition. The Maestro 500 and 700 city diesels. There's been a very significant increase in diesel van sales recently. If we look at what's been happening in the market, you can see that in 1981, diesels accounted for just a tiny fraction of all sales. Since then, not only has the car-derived van market as a whole expanded, rising from 58,500 vehicles to over 85,000, but diesel sales have exploded from a meager 500 units to a staggering 34,000. It's not too hard to discover the reasons behind this phenomenal growth. Firstly, increased availability has influenced popularity amongst buyers. Secondly, diesel fuel is cheaper than petrol. Couple that with the fact that you get more miles per gallon, and the economic arguments in favour of diesel are overwhelming for many cost-conscious owners. Knowing what's happening in the market is one thing. Knowing who your diesel customers are going to be is another. Despite popular belief, sales to small operators still take the lion's share of the market, accounting for 54% of all sales. These are people with 6 vans or less, and they are your local tradesmen, builders, plumbers, retailers, in fact just about anyone who can be found in the local Yellow Pages or Thompson's directory. As you can see from these figures, both Ford and Bedford are depending heavily on diesel sales to achieve their current position in the car-derived van market. More than half of the Escort and Astra-Max sales are now diesel, and diesel accounts for nearly half of all Astra sales. But remember, the Maestro has already climbed into the top 3 best-selling models without the benefit of diesel. Now that you can offer the choice of 2 diesel vans, the potential for increased sales is enormous. However, we've not been content to launch a diesel engine which is merely comparable to our competitors. Instead, the new 2-litre MDI engine sets unbeatable standards for economy with performance and refinement. The key to this success has been the design and development of a direct injection engine, which is vastly different from the indirect injection engines currently used in all other types of light van. Let's take a closer look at why we adopted this particular technology and the many benefits it brings.
There were 2 important criteria governing the design and development of the new MDI diesel engine. Firstly, it had to offer exceptional fuel economy above and beyond that already offered by other engines. Secondly, it had to be comparable to the equivalent petrol engine in terms of both performance and refinement. To achieve these objectives in the shortest possible time and at the least possible cost, Austin Rover joined forces with Perkins Engines Group. With over 50 years of experience, Perkins is an undisputed world leader in the design and manufacture of diesel engines. The combined resources and technological expertise of both companies have succeeded in producing a totally British product, which is a true thoroughbred amongst diesels. Unquestionably, the MDI is far superior to any other diesel currently on the market. To find out why, let's consider basic principles for a moment. The essential difference between diesel and petrol engines lies in the combustion system. Diesels don't require spark plugs. Instead, the fuel-air mixture is ignited by high compression alone. Until now, cars or car-derived vans have used indirect injection diesels. This system relies upon a pre-combustion chamber located in the cylinder head. Here, the fuel is injected and ignited before making its way down a narrow throat to the space above the pistons where the burning process is completed. However, this all contributes to a loss of efficiency, as some of the energy created escapes from the combustion chamber. Energy is also wastefully absorbed because the air needed for combustion has to be pumped through the narrow throat linking the pre-combustion chamber with the piston head. In contrast, the MDI has a direct injection system, whereby the combustion chamber is formed by a bowl in the piston. Specially designed inlet ports and piston crowns generate tremendous turbulence in the compressed air charge, into which the fuel is injected directly, thus ensuring a thorough air-fuel mix and therefore efficient combustion. Direct injection has previously been successfully used for large, low-revving engines such as those found in trucks. But until now, nobody has been able to make a small direct injection engine work over a wide range of operating speeds, giving the high revving performance needed by car-derived vans. To make this possible has been no mean feat. But together, Austin Rover and Perkins have succeeded in achieving this demanding design objective, and the benefits for the customer are, to say the least, considerable. The first benefit operators are going to appreciate is Maestro's outstanding fuel economy. The inherent efficiency of MDI's combustion system means that it beats its competitors hands down. These independent test figures, obtained from Commercial Motor, dramatically illustrate Maestro's conclusive victory over our two key rivals. On the road, it achieved 49.7 miles per gallon at an average speed of 46.5 miles per hour. It's a victory which is even more convincing when you notice that Maestro's average speed was far higher than both the Escort and Astra. In other tests at speeds comparable to the Escort's average, the Maestro turned in a staggering 53 miles per gallon. So, in the battle for economy, Maestro clearly leads the way. But in achieving superb fuel efficiency, we haven't sacrificed performance, quite the opposite in fact. Comparable in performance characteristics to a 1.3 petrol engine, the 2-litre MDI has a maximum torque output of 88 pounds-feet, which is considerably higher than either the Escort or Astra 1.6 diesels. What's more, it generates that torque at just 2,500 RPM, which in practice gives the Maestro tremendous pulling ability, even at low revs. For the driver, that means less gear changes on the 5-speed gearbox which comes as standard. Throughout, the MDI has been engineered for durability. High torque at low revs means the engine has to work less hard. A relatively low compression ratio of 18:1 compared to a typical 22:1 for indirect injection also means much less wear and tear. In turn, the use of sophisticated computer-aided design techniques has given strength without excess weight. Another important area in which the MDI scores above its rivals is in servicing. With indirect injection engines, the service intervals are usually at somewhere between 4,500 and 6,000 miles. This is because the combustion process quickly contaminates the oil. The more efficient direct injection system means the service intervals on the Maestro can be specified at 12,000 miles or 12 months for most users. In addition, the MDI boasts low servicing costs. A 60,000-mile comparison shows that the MDI servicing costs will be considerably lower than those of the Escort and Astramax. Out on the road, the MDI is user-friendly. It starts as easily as petrol, revs like a petrol, and goes like a petrol. The only thing that anyone has to learn is to put the right fuel in. Finally, attention to detail means a refined engine. The Maestro van, for example, is substantially quieter inside than the Escort van. The key to making it quiet and vibration-free lies in the design of the engine, its mounting system, and its insulation. To sum up, MDI gives outstanding fuel economy, coupled with superb power and performance. Designed for durability under the toughest working conditions, the 12,000-mile service interval specification, low-cost servicing and sheer refinement make the Maestro 500 and 700 city diesels unbeatable. However, don't forget that all the benefits which have made the Maestro a class-leading load carrier and a bestseller also apply to the diesel versions. It has the longest load floor. It offers the best maximum load floor width. And it carries the largest volume and the biggest payloads, with the 700 outstripping every other rival in its class. At the same time as the launch of the Maestro diesels, we are also introducing our 6-year corrosion warranty for all Maestro and Metro vans. This will give your customers complete confidence in the durability of their vehicles. There are now a total of 10 versions available from the Maestro van range. We firmly believe that the 500 and 700 city diesels will give you the chance to exploit a fast-expanding market.
As you've seen, the MDI is much more than just another diesel. It's far superior in every way to anything currently offered by the competition. In short, these two new Maestros are going to give us a distinct lead in the important and rapidly expanding diesel sector of the market. And to make sure that you've got all the facts at your fingertips on the MDI, this new product report covers in more detail all the things you've seen in this brief presentation. However, although you may be thoroughly aware of all of the advantages of the new and existing Maestro vans, it's fatal to assume that your customers are. Although we're about to embark on a major advertising campaign, recent surveys show that a great many operators don't know anything about the Maestro at all, despite the fact that it's already a bestseller. So it's up to you to tell them. Organise a launch event at your showroom and use the Business Link facility to mail out to existing and prospective customers, inviting them all to come along. Tell your local press about the launch and invite them too. And after the launch, keep the momentum going with continuous publicity, which sells the benefits. A higher proportion of van operators read their local press than any of the national dailies, so it's up to you to advertise and promote. If the paper has a motoring review column, be prepared to lend a van for a road test, not just for a day or two, but possibly for a couple of weeks. The economy of our diesel is quite extraordinary, and one sure way to get that message over to your local market is a sponsored economy run, possibly with a local celebrity. You will find that the press will want to give this sort of event excellent coverage, and for a little effort, for example, just loaning your van demonstrator to the local Rotary Club, your dealership and the new Maestro diesel van will obtain good PR with a difference. And talking of demonstrators, a diesel van properly and effectively circulated amongst your prospects is vital. We will be expecting you all to have your demonstrator registered and in use by mid-October. Whilst Business Link can provide an effective line of communication, don't be afraid to go and see local businesses personally to discuss their needs. In the final eventuality, it is only the dealer who's actually made the effort to keep in touch who reap the rewards of success. Suffice to say, we already have a great product, and as we've seen, the diesel option has become increasingly important. With the MDI 500 and 700, we're now more equipped to take the #1 position. Good selling to all of you.